He came to Italy, moved into Dickie's house. He just wouldn't go away.
You like art, Tom? You're in the right place.
You like art, Tom? Well, you're in the right place.
The story of Ripley has been told many times, perhaps most famously by Matt Damon in that film. This is a miniseries. Andrew Scott is Ripley. Johnny Flynn is Dickie, the object of Ripley's grifting, and Marge is the curious one, played by Dakota Fanning. I first talked to Johnny.
The sense I had from the book of Dickie was that he was a nice guy, and he ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time when Tom turns up, and there's he's kind of a sacrificial lamb in that respect. He's not the kind of conniving, morally ambiguous type of person.
That's the interesting thing about the character, isn't it?
Yeah.
So none of this is planned. You just keep finding yourself in worse and worse and worse situations. And it kind of feels like exactly the kind of mistakes I would keep making to try to get myself out of the situation.
Right.
Now,
Have you murdered a lot of people?
that came later. That didn't start out
I hear
that
you. We've
way.
all murdered a couple of
I can see why your character might dwell on the whole murder aspect here. But then again, that character could be perhaps a little shallow.
You think he's shallow?
I'm asking.
Perhaps he could be. I suppose it depends on what your idea of depth is.
Well, it's hard to argue with that, yes.
But I don't think he's shallow.
Okay.
I think that actually he submerges himself in this world that they can take for granted that he really doesn't. And I think he's an enormous appreciation and a real depth, actually, of feeling for Caravaggio or the arts or the beauty of Italy or music. I don't think it's necessarily a shallowness, but I think there's a kind of a certain blankness that I think makes the character sort of so enduring.
Your character is sort of how we see all of this. You sort of represent us watching it. Is that a fair statement?
You know, a lot of it is from Tom's perspective.
Well, she's trying to figure him out, like we're trying to figure him
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
She's asking the
Exactly.
questions
She's
we
asking
wanna-
the questions that the audience wants to ask. The audience sort of is probably familiar enough with Tom Ripley to
Yes,
know
to
that
know.
he's
Exactly.
untrustworthy from the
Yes.
beginning. So she has a deep mistrust, but then sometimes that kind of turns when he gives her a little compliment or something, you know, she sort of starts to like him more. And so it's complicated. I think these characters and watching these characters is very complicated because I think the audience almost feels complicit in what's going on in some way, you know, which makes you question your own kind of morals a little bit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
very much.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Patrick Stoner.
Flicks with Patrick Stoner explores the craft and culture of filmmaking that enhance our communities for television stations and websites around the country.